Amidst an ongoing rape crisis, London just saw a 22-year-old American tourist raped just yards away from Trafalgar Square. The Metropolitan Police have just released information about an incident that happened earlier this month, and they said online, on Sunday 3rd of June, officers were called to a South London hospital where a 22-year-old woman had attended A&E suffering vaginal injuries. Officers spoke with the woman, an American national who was visiting London on holiday, at the hospital. She recalled being told to get out of a taxi in the early hours of the morning after a friend had been sick, but no recollection of subsequent events prior to waking up and seeking treatment for her injuries. Analysis of CCTV showed the woman in the company of her friend and two unknown men in Haymarket W1 at around 0300 hours on 3rd of June. One of the men is seen to carry the women to a nearby doorway where the available evidence suggests she was raped. This is a symptom of a decaying society, of a global city with no sense of direction. I mean, it's amazing to think that this is London in the 21st century. It's a metropolis with no core values and a people that are separated every way possible. I mean, financially, ethnically, even racially. This is a city divided without a uniting culture within this city, with no real sense of right or wrong. Cities like London simply descend into chaos. And that's why London has now seen a 20% rise in rapes over the last year. It's not just a stabathon and gun problem. London is seeing a rape epidemic. The police say they don't understand the epidemic either, but I do. We do. A report in The Independent explains, the number of alleged rapes reported to police in London has risen by almost 20% in a disturbing increase police are struggling to explain. There were 7,613 reported rapes in the year to January, compared to 6,392 over the previous 12 months, according to figures collated by the Mayor's Office for Policing and Crime. Sir Craig Mackey, Deputy Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, said the rise could not be accounted for simply by more victims feeling able to report abuse or better recording practices. Quote, it's not as simple as saying this is increased confidence, he told the London Assembly's Police and Crime Committee. Of course that plays a part, and faith in the process, but there is something going on with sexual offending in London that we don't fully understand. We see the end of it, but we don't understand the causes. You know, I would bet that the importation of people from cultures that have zero respect for women has had an effect on this. In fact, the New York Times even had to admit that in Sweden, where they have a serious problem with migrants, that actually there was a connection between migrant increase and rape increase. And also, you know, London is full of people from numerous different cultures that have zero respect for women, but one that I think is really important to take notice of is Pakistan, because in Pakistan it's reported that 93% of women in that country experience sexual violence in public places in their lifetime. 93%. And this isn't just sexual violence, this is in public places. It just happens so willy-nilly on the street, and it doesn't matter to anybody. We cannot deny the importance that culture plays in something like this, especially when it comes to immigration and the safety of our own cities. But good luck proving it, because the Office for National Statistics don't appear to record the data of ethnicity of offenders. I mean, that would be racist. I mean, who would dare ever suggest that maybe culture plays a part in crime? London isn't just experiencing a spike in knife crime and moped crime. London's descending into real, legitimate chaos. And when we see a 20% spike in rapes, and by the way, that's just reported rapes, we know there's a serious problem. And by the way, this isn't just feminists trying to redefine rape. I know that that's an issue, but this is a spike in real sexual assaults and rape throughout our capital city, and the police and authorities have no idea why it's happening. But we know why it's happening. This is a toxic combination of importing people who have no respect for women and a laissez-faire attitude from the Metropolitan Police. What do you think is going to happen when the police stop focusing on real crimes and instead focus on hate crimes? Combined with the fact that there are people living in London who have zero respect for women. This is what's happening. This was always going to happen. And when a city isn't properly policed, and when its national culture and sense of pride is stripped away, and then when racists are imported on top of that, you can bet there's going to be a rape epidemic.
If you like that and want to see more, remember to like and subscribe and download the new Rebel app from the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store.